What's going on? This is Andy coming to you again with another episode of my Enter the Chill Zone demos. This is number 4. And today I'm going to tell you about and show you my GhostBass P that I put together. GhostBass is just kind of like my brand, but you know, I don't build instruments. I just put together parts bases in cool ways, you know, and most of them are Fender-shaped objects. In fact, all of them are that I've done so far. But this one turned out fantastic, and I'm really happy with it. It's a alder Fender body and a Fender replacement body. It has a Fender stamp on it. And this is a Warmoth, bird's eye maple Warmoth neck with I guess they're kind of like pearl dots on there. And it's got Shaler tuners on it. It's got a set of EmG-xPBassPickups in it with they're active, and it has the active tone control. Doesn't have the BTS bass treble 2-band on it. It just has a active tone control. It has the gold iodized pickguard that I got. It's an actual Fender pickguard, and the bridge is just a vintage bent metal bridge that I got off of a 70s P bass. And, you know, it went together great. An important thing about putting together instruments, you know, when you're bolting them together and doing the kind of assembly parts thing, is that you get good parts that match each other well. Like this neck bolted on, and I strung it up and made a few very minor adjustments, and it was perfect. Sometimes when you deal with some of the companies that make replacement parts, the tolerances aren't the same, and you have problems, and you need to do shimming, or you need to plane down the back of the neck, or the neck pocket is all sloppy and loose, and you can run into all kinds of, you know, problems. So buying good parts, they're going to bolt together real easy, and the thing's going to go together without, you know, without any headaches or anything. But I love this thing. You know, it's an incredible instrument. It does all the things that a P bass should. This is with the volume and the tone both all the way up. There's so much variety within this tone control. I'm going to put it back to about 70%, and we'll do some stuff here. I'll play the same bass line over and over again and do a few different settings with the tone control. About 70%, this is about 50%. About 20%. And the tone completely off. I kind of like it about halfway. So the bent metal bridge is an important factor with a P-bass. These old-fashioned bent metal bridges really enhance the mid-range. And, you know, a big part of the P-bass sound is like lots of low end, but also that mid-range thing that happens. And I think that's a result of the old school bent metal bridge as opposed to high mass. I like high mass too. That's going to create a little bit more, a darker kind of a sound. A more, if you want a bright P, keep the original bridge on there, or get a good old vintage one, because the old ones were made out of better metal than they are these days. Let's hear what it sounds like with a pick. That's about 20% on the tone control. And of course you can go to that. You know, that great palm muting thing. And then, you know, the P-bass is just so versatile. You know, it's not a sophisticated kind of a sound, but it's just a good sound, you know, and it's real simple to operate, you know, on stage and everything. You just got the tone control, and you can deal with that and just get in the pocket. Double thumbing thing is real easy on a P-bass, and nothing's in the way. There's just so much cool factor with a P-bass. And I put up a post earlier today that's pretty funny. You know, I was just joking around about what would it be, a J or a P, and of course I love them both. But you know, the P-bass, I think the P-bass is just like for guys that are real meat and potatoes oriented, and you know, just like to, you know, like to party, you know, and kind of real fundamental players tend to go to the P. And kind of like the jazzy, Jocko Esoteric or Marcus Miller slappy kind of guys are drawn to the jazz bass. Of course, that's a very generalized kind of joking thing, but in a way, it's kind of true too. So. So there you have it. There's my GhostBass P that I put together. It turned out great. And, you yeah, you know, I also built this one, which is one of my other ghost basses, and this one is a jazz, but it has 2 P-bass pickups in it, and we'll do a demo with this one another time. It also has a Warmoth neck on it. It has a roasted maple Warmoth neck on it. And one thing I should mention is that my headstock logos and my neck plate logos were made for me by Extreme Creations, and they did a really great job on my logo, my neck plate, my nameplate logos. And yeah, we'll do a demo with this one another time. Real quick, before I go, real quick shout out to Phil Jones bass. That's the amp that I'm using, which is the Super Flightcase. 250 watt combo with 6 5-inch drivers in it, and you know, I have the EQ set pretty flat, and it's just a great transparent amp. So I'm enjoying this, and also enjoying the powered extension cabinet that I have, that I use it with for my you know, my bigger club gigs and stuff like that, and outdoor stuff. It rocks. So yeah, thanks for checking out these Enter the Chill Zone demos. You know, I'm having a blast. There's a lot more to come, and yeah, if you feel like it, put together a part space. You know, you can end up with something really nice. God knows the Fender vintage market has escalated to ridiculous proportions beyond. I just bought a vintage Fender bass. It's the first Fender bass I'll actually have out of all my basses, aside from this one, which has a Fender body. And it's a 76, which is, I think, the last great year of Fender basses. And it will be here in a couple of weeks. It's currently in Virginia, then it has to go to Nashville, and then out here. But it's a 76, black one, with a bound pearl blocked neck, 4-bolt, and white pickguard. And it was owned by a guy that owned it for many years, and it was his main bass. So he sadly passed away. So I bought it from his widow, and that's going to be my first vintage Fender bass. And you know, I paid $1,600 for it, and you know, I don't know if that's a good price or not. I suppose it is, but yeah, thanks for checking out the video, and we'll see you next time. All right, friends, peace.